anything is designed, nothing happens by accident. It's either well designed, mediocre, or badly designed. And the quality of that design affects the quality of our lives.
What is great architecture, and what's its function over and above providing us with places to live and work in? Well, over the course of this programme, we'll be examining architecture's role in society, how it affects our lives and how it shapes our environment. And we're going to meet some of the world's leading architects who've played their part in redefining an entire era, an age that many of us can now call our own.
I think that architecture is for a lot of things. It's for sheltering, it's for storing, it's to where you put your clothes. But one thing that it's really for at the end of the day is to lift our spirits. Good architecture should make us feel better about the world we live in. It should give us a reason to live. It's like a beautiful day. It should give us a sense of optimism.
Alain de Botton is one of the great architectural thinkers of the past half-century.
I think there's nothing more harmful than the belief that somehow beautiful architecture is a luxury that is a bit pretentious. It's a basic right.
Although not an architect in his own right, de Botton's theories are in keeping with some of this generation's finest practitioners.
The 20th century saw the terrible idea that the working classes of the world could be housed in fairly revolting, drab concrete buildings, and it didn't really matter because nice architecture was a luxury. It was a bourgeois luxury, so there's no point in getting it right. That's been proved to be a disaster. People who are made to live in ugly circumstances become inside ugly and degraded people who then start to react in an antisocial way to their society. So if you're interested in a functioning society, you also need to have beautiful architecture.
The man many say personifies the role of architect as social crusader is Oscar Niemeyer. A controversial figure, his work has made an indelible stamp on the very way that we view things. He was responsible for Brasilia, and in 1960, South America, indeed the world, had never seen anything like it.
For me, the major concern in Brazil shouldn't be about architecture. Our most fundamental concern should be making young people understand what life is really about, for them to recognize how small we are.
His great friend Fidel Castro once said of the two of them that they were the last communists on this planet. And in pioneering the use of reinforced concrete, it wasn't just Niemeyer's politics that upset many a traditionalist at the time. At more than 100 years old, he still has the capacity to shock.
I think good architecture, the type of architecture I prefer the most, is the architecture that looks to be different, the kind of architecture that doesn't repeat itself, the type that assumes a role of artwork. A work of art, for me, is something that surprises.
Surprising people is what Niemeyer has been doing all his life. He continues working today, and he is still striving to be different.
What really gives me joy is when I look at a building that I designed and know that it's not the same as the other ones. It's a bit different. It surprises. It amazes.
Niemeyer's architecture is iconic, but according to some, his legacy will be his contribution to society.
When Brasilia was built, it wasn't just an architectural discussion that was going on in Brazil. It was really a discussion about what sort of a country are we going to be? Because if you get the buildings right, the rest of the country will almost mould itself in the image which the large sort of legacy building has defined. So people are shaped by architecture as much as architecture is shaped by people.
Well, so far we've examined architecture's role in shaping society. That Oscar Niemeyer played a role in influencing the character of modern Brazil, for example, is in no doubt. We're going to hear next from arguably the world's leading architect of our times, Norman Foster. Before that, though, a look at 6 recent contenders for the prize of world's leading architectural project. And we're going to hear about the issues impacting the industry in 2008.
Architecture is one of the greatest arts. It used to be called the mother of the arts. And in a great building like great theater or music, you you're moved on a visceral level. You're moved to laugh and cry at the same time. And I think it convinces you of the idealism inherent in all of culture. In other words, it can transport you as a great symphony.